My name is Pina Pernito. I am a teacher in Long Island, Bayshore, New York. Before my son had a tic disorder, life was great. It was fun. It was carefree. We were just a family that really tried to take in the moment, enjoy the memories, create memories, and really try and lead a happy and healthy lifestyle. At about, I want to say around age 3, we started to see some odd movements. And, my husband and I just chalked it up to him having a growth spurt or him not feeling well. I took it upon myself to bring him to a doctor. Once the doctor visited him, he just said that he would grow out of it. We went through this cycle for about 2 years, and it wasn't until the age of 5 where my son Joseph really peaked, and they were just consistent and they were very systemic. And when you see your child go through something like this, it not only brings a fear, but it brings an unknowing. Is he ever going to get better? Is this something he's going to live through? And there were a lot of sleepless nights. There was a lot of crying. We just did not know if he was going to be okay. So life became worrisome. Life became difficult in the sense of finding out what it was and how we were going to treat him. It was a little bit of a journey. So a few years back, about 3 or 4 years ago, I decided to go back to school for functional medicine and get my degree. And as I'm going through the course, there was this one particular module on tic disorders. When I started to study that, I was enthralled. I wanted to know everything that there was about tic disorders because obviously it hit home. As I was studying that particular part of the course, a doctor by the name of Piper Gibson comes up. There was a podcast that she had done. So I decided to listen to the podcast. And then from then on, I decided, okay, I might need her. I need to contact her. And so I would say within a 3 or 4 month period, I started researching who she was, what her background was, how she helped children overcome tic disorders. And then this time last year, we were vacationing in Florida. My son, during that week, was at his worst. He was just ticking from morning till night. They were not stopping, and they were very systemic. So he was doing a shoulder roll, he was doing an eye blink, he was doing a wiping of his belly, and he was doing a foot roll all at the same time. And it was happening within 4 to 5 minutes of each other. And so I took a video, I sent it to Dr. Piper Gibson, and I said, let's work together. And we did. She was just a breath of fresh air. When he was in that state of inflammation, couldn't concentrate, he always did well in school, but never to the point of what his capacity could have been. He always loved music, but for him to get on stage and play a piece on a piano was never going to happen before his treatment. After working with Dr. Piper Gibson, Joseph is now working at full capacity at school. He jumped 4 math levels. He jumped 5 reading levels, all within a year. He performed his first recital in piano this past December. No, that was his second one. His first one was back in June, so it was about 3 or 4 months while working with Piper. He did a very small piece, it was about 30 seconds long. And then this past December, he did a much longer piece, completely calm, and he practiced. It was, for a parent to see your child go on stage and perform a piece like that, it really was heartwarming to see. I always, if there's a piece of advice I could give parents, and I always tell them that there is hope out there. Just because your child has a tic disorder, it is not a diagnosis that it's something that they have to live with for the rest of their lives. Tic disorders can be overcome just if you just do the right treatments and the right plans. So for our family, when my son gets up in the morning, we do a lot of positive reinforcement. We do prayer. But when he wakes up in the morning, something that I do is we have our special smoothie that we drink that he loves. And in that special smoothie are all his nutrients for the day. I call it his energy drink. It gets him going. It gets him, energized, and it gets him ready for his day. We also have a night ritual where we love to take Epsom salt baths, and Epsom salts, especially during a school day, when the kids are studying all day. They're doing homework. They're running from, one activity to the other. It brings closure to his day. We read at nighttime, and then we say a nightly prayer. So he knows that prayer at night is going to protect him, is going to get him ready for that next day. He really has taken center stage because he loves the stage. So this April, he will be performing in his school play called The Wizard of Oz. It is his first time being in the spotlight besides his piano recital. And he is not only excited, he just loves being what we call on stage. He loves being in the spotlight. So personally, I know my son, had he been continuing with this tic disorder, he would have never had the confidence to go on stage and do something like this. He is confident now. He advocates for himself, which is very surprising because most children their age will not advocate for themselves. He will ask if a particular food has something in it that he should not be having. So he loves the way he feels now, and he never wants to go back. And he always says, "Mommy, I'm healed." And to us, that is tremendous. Couple things that I would like to add, especially for parents that are in this, and I understand what they go through on a daily basis. I just want to say to them that I was in that place. My husband and I were in that place. We thought that, looking at our child, that this was something that he was going to live with for the rest of his life, that there would never be any other options for him, that children would make fun of him when he was at school, that he would have this overwhelming sense of worry. And it doesn't have to be that way. If can look past the tic and understand that there are things that you can do to overcome this disorder, please know that that it is a process. It does take time, but the end result is so rewarding. And to know that your child, this could be something in the past, makes it all worth that work that you put into.